One thing I see more and more in the comment section of my videos when I do impact driver reviews is that people want more compact batteries. They want a compact tool and they want a compact battery to go with it. They don't want a nice small tool that they then have to stick a big whopping battery on. All of these impact drivers, bar the one in the middle here, are 36 volt. So that is the smallest battery you can put on them. And basically the battery is almost the same weight as the impact driver. And being that it's 36 volt, there's only two options with Hikoki. That one or this one. Size-wise, on you go. Doesn't want to go on. And once you put that on there, I mean, it's a bit of a brick on the bottom, and depending on what you're doing, it's always wanting to pull your hand down. If you've got an 18 volt impact driver, you can of course get more compact batteries. This is much flatter than these ones, but it's nothing really compared to what I'm going to show you. Because if you want a small, compact, powerful impact driver, then maybe this is what you're looking for. This is the Hikoki WH12DCA triple hammer impact driver. And if you look at the number down on that battery, you will see it is pretty small. 10.8 volts, 4 amp hour. 10.8 volts, does that sound like an odd number? Well, in most of the world that would be called 12 volts. This came from Japan. They tell it how it really is, 10.8 volts. Everywhere else in the world that says 12 volt, it's actually 12 volt max, just like 40 volt max, 20 volt on DeWalt. It's the top number, the maximum you'll get out of the batteries when you fully charge them up. Whereas the nominal value, 10.8, 36, 18, yada yada. So when you compare the battery on that to the battery here, you'll see it is much smaller, a much nicer, smaller, more compact battery. And this isn't even the smallest one. There's a 2 amp hour one which is even smaller because it uses 18650 cells, where I'm pretty sure by the size of this we've got 3 21700s in there. Or have we? Oh, you know where this is going, don't you? We'll leave that for a minute. If at any point you're interested in this impact driver or these 10.8 volt or 12 volt Hikoki tools, yes, Hikoki and Metabo HPT are the same as well. Link up there, down there. Then have a look down in the description. There'll be some affiliate links down there if you want to try one. If they're not available where you live and you have to get one from Japan, just be aware of the voltage differences where you live. You might have to put a different plug adapter on to get the right plug to fit in the wall. And if you're somewhere that uses high voltage like here, you'll need a transformer of some sort. So anyway, do I need to charge this up? Yes, I do. It needs a charge. I'm not loving the lights on there. As you can see, it's like 3 out of 4 are lit up, but the fourth one's like half lit up, which is a bit annoying. So I've been using this a fair bit. I'm loving this tool. This one's 2 bars, but you can see there's sort of 3 lit up. Better go and charge the batteries. While we wait for that to charge up, have you seen this? I suppose you'll need to see it up like this. This is the new Hikoki oil impulse impact driver, so a quiet impact driver. It is a nice bit of kit. This is a very cool impact driver. If you want to see more about it, up in the top corner, down in the description. If you're wondering why things aren't in the top corner, if you're going, why does he keep saying that, but there's nothing there? Maybe it's because you're watching it on a TV. If you're watching it on a TV, then they're not usually there. But if you're watching it on a laptop or a phone or a tablet, that sort of thing, then there should be something right there right now. And if not, it will definitely be down in the description. Although once again, you might not be able to click on it on a TV. Sorry, I don't make the YouTube rules. Anyway, this is a great little impact driver, and I will soon be putting it up against a bunch of other oil or hydraulic impact drivers. But also, if you're thinking about getting 12 volt tools, you can get really cool 12 volt tools. This is 12 volts, 10.8 volts. Look, tiny little battery, on she goes. And this thing is awesome. Why is it so awesome? Because of this feature. Ta-da! Side of the base plate comes off. You can now, if you also notice, it's beveled reverse to what your normal circular saw would bevel at. You can bevel it the other way as well. So normal, go to there, flick this little lever, you can go the other way. So now that we're the other way, we can cut up against walls, cut underneath. So you can cut out flooring, and cut right into the corner of a wall. absolutely awesome feature. Love these saws. Can't believe they're not more popular around the world. Anyway, if you want to see the review on that, that's also up there and down there. Taking a look back at the 12 volt impact driver, we've got 3 LEDs on the front, very similar to not the most recent generation, but the one before on the Hikoki platform with the 18 volt and 36 volt. They are basically identical in size in this department. Obviously not down the bottom. If we take the batteries off and have a look at them, you'll see that the base much narrower on the 12 volt than the 18 and 36 volt models, making this of course lighter and more nimble and able to get into tighter spaces. You can get in between things a lot easier with this tool, and being that it's Hikoki, it's very comfortable in the hand and has a very nice feeling trigger. These Hikoki impacts that you see behind here, they're very nice tools. The trigger on this latest model is just beautiful. It's just so nice. It's one of the best triggers around. And yeah, they're just so comfortable to hold in the hand, yet not with that big battery on it. It is triple hammer, just like the 18 and 36 volt models. Has all the same features down here as the 18 and 36 volt models, although it doesn't have the Bluetooth function because they obviously haven't yet made any Bluetooth 12 volt batteries. Sorry, 10.8 volt batteries. Now you may be surprised to learn that this 10.8 volt version has the same speed as this 36 volt version. 3,700 RPM is the maximum speed. When it comes to impacts, it's a little bit lower. This is 4,100, whereas this is 3,900. There's also a difference, of course, when it comes to the power, the torque rating. So the maximum torque rating of this, 215 max fastening torque for this, is only 170. But 170 is still pretty good, especially for such a small tool. And 170 will do what so many people want to do. If you're an electrician or something, this will be fine, you know. If you're just a handyman, this is probably fine. Around the house, probably fine. 170 is only 10 Newton meters away from this, the Makita 173, the flagship model. So this is the most up-to-date Makita 18 volt model, and it's only 180, just like the previous two, this one and this one, the 172 and the 171, all only ever been 180 Newton meters. Most people can do everything they need with those. So is 10 Newton meters less gonna be any problem? I mean, especially for the weight gain and the size gain, I think it sounds pretty damn good. Why don't we go try it out? Let's see if this can topple this, and we'll see how it compares also to the big brother here. The other battery's still charging, so let's have a look inside this. There's the model number of the battery if you want to know. The review for that, up there, down there, if there's any space left to put them. Right, let's have a wee look. Screws to one side. As you can see, we've got 3 cells running in that direction. They are red, so I'm not sure what cells those are. They might be Panasonic cells, they might be Sanyo cells. I don't know. It doesn't want to come out. I'm just going to have a bit of a prize at it. Give me a moment. Man, that double-sided tape they stuck in the bottom had some grip. Holy moly. Anyway, let's take a closer look here, and what do we have? We have 10 power cells. Now 10 power is the name of the company that makes the cells. I've never actually seen any of their cells in a tool battery before, but here we go. So they're INR 21700s, of course, 40 TG. So these cells have a maximum discharge current of 35 amps, and they are of course 4 amp hour cells because yeah, it's 4 amp hour battery. 3 of them lined up like this gives us our 10.8 volts because they're 3.6 each, and our 4 amp hours of runtime. Or if you want to know that in watt hours, is written on the bottom of the thing here, and that is of course 44 watt hours. Everything else though is Greek to me, as they say, or Japanese, even though made in China. And as you can see on the top, not much to see because everything is well gooped in. Goopy, goopy, goopy goops. I've used this impact for a lot of different things now, and I've been surprised at just how capable it is. But now it's torture test time. It will do all the small stuff fine. It's comfortable. It's super nice to use. It's a good little impact driver. But like I say, torture time. We're going to start with these 4-inch Simpson Super Strong Drive, whatever the hell they're called, and then we're going to move up 5, 6, 8, 10. Can this thing drive 10-inch of these? I mean, oh, it's a lot for a 10.8 volt tool, right? And on the screen next to this, you're also going to see this. So, only 10 Newton meters difference, remember? Makita's flagship 18 volt, Hikoki's flagship, I guess, 12 volt. What do you reckon? Place your bets. Can this keep up with this? Will that 10 Newton meter make any difference? Is this basically just as powerful as this? Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. 5 inch. 3, 2, 1. Six inch. 3, 2, 1. 8 inch. 3, 2, 1. 10 inch. The way it's going, not going to be a problem at all. 3, 2, 1. Couldn't quite get the head in. Both of them having trouble there to sink the heads in. The Makita doing slightly better than the Hikoki, right next to each other. So they're going into basically the same stuff. And the Makita just had that tiny little edge on the final few hits. Speed-wise though, I'd be interested to see the result of that. Obviously, you know, I can't see it on the screen like you just did. That Hikoki seems pretty quick. It's pretty impressive. So the Hikoki still showing all 4 bars on the battery. I'm going to pull all these out now, don't worry, I'll speed it up, just to see if that battery will go down. Gone down 1 bar, not surprising, that's quite a lot of work for such a tiny battery and such a tiny impact driver. Right, now we'll put it up against this. This is much higher rated, of course, 215 Newton meters versus the Makita at 180 and the little baby at 170. So we'll just do a couple. We'll do 5 and 10 inch. How's that? 3, 2, 1. Kept that one going just to see if it would drive it nice and deep, and of course it has. We would expect this one to get the 10 inch in a bit better than the Makita and the 12 volt Hikoki. With that extra torque rating, we should be able to sink the head a bit flatter, right? Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Felt it struggle a bit there towards the end, but it has sunk that head a good 2 or 3 millimeters below the surface, but it was stopping at that point, whereas the other two couldn't quite get the heads flush. But do you really need that? If you want just a light impact driver that can get 95% of the tasks you're going to do done, wouldn't you rather have that than have this just for that one time you want to do that really big screw and get it seated? Obviously, depends on what you do. You're driving big screws all day, you don't want a tiny little 12 volt impact driver, because even though it might be able to do it most of the time, it's going to be more of a struggle on it. You're going to go through the batteries quicker and you're more likely to burn the tool out. Now I don't want to damage or kill this thing, but it's done really well. So now I'm going to do a 10 inch one of these. These are Simpson Strong Tri, blah blah blah, stainless steel, a lot thicker in girth, bit harder to drive. Can it do it? I think it probably can. Let's give it a whirl. 3, 2, 1. Okay, bit of a struggle. Bit of a struggle. Not surprising, that was a freshly charged battery again, but it has gone down a whole bar just doing that. That one's just come straight off the charger. 1 whole bar for 1 screw, and it couldn't quite seat it. It's sticking proud a couple of mil. Can the Makita do it? Makita in 3, 2, 1. Wow, the Makita struggling just as much, although I did manage to seat it flush, whereas the other one, like I say, up a couple of mil. I guess that's that extra 10 Newton meters, right? Just enough to get that done, but only just. Whew, that Hikoki is good for its size. Freshly charged battery again. Can we get any of these out with this? Don't think we can. We'll see. Wow, I didn't think it was gonna. Why didn't I think it was gonna? Because I just tried to get this one out with the Makita and I couldn't. Let's see if this one can do it. Okay, suitably impressed, but I can smell hot oil. We're gonna have some grease coming out the front, which I tend to do to Hikoki impact drivers quite regularly. It's pretty hot. It's a lot of work for the little girl. Tell you what, this is one impressive impact driver, and with the battery it only weighs 1.1 kgs, 1.135 pounds over there. That is super light, only just over a kg. That's awesome. Now the Makita, by comparison, without a battery, 844 grams, very light, very nice tool. We whack on the 5 amp, which I always use, of course. I know you can put on smaller batteries than that, but we're coming in at 1.489, so 1.5 basically kgs. That'll be the same weight if it's a 3 amp hour, a 4 amp hour, a 5 amp hour, or a 6 amp hour battery. Some people seem to think they're violently different, or they've got different amounts of cells, or they're different shapes and sizes. They're not. They're all the same size. They all have 10, 18, 650 cells in them. They all weigh roughly within a few grams either way, depending on which factory they're made in, whether they've got the battery gauge in the back and all that sort of stuff. They basically all weigh the same. So 1.5 kgs. So you're looking at about 400 grams, nearly 400 grams heavier. As for the 36 volt Hikoki, this is the smallest battery you can use on it. So this one comes in at 1.6 kgs. For the extra power you get, do you think it's worth the extra 500 grams, half a kg more than this little cutie? I don't know, eh? I think this might be my new favorite impact driver. Certainly for small stuff. I mean, it's just so comfortable to use. It's powerful. It's light. What more could you want in an impact driver, right? If you want to see more of these 12 volt Hikoki tools reviewed, let me know down below. I can maybe do some more. There's some cool ones around. There's even a 12 volt one of these hydraulic quiet impact drivers. So, yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.